It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely.
What is the 25th Amendment?
Sorry.
And can Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi use it to remove President Donald Trump following his COVID diagnosis? The Commander-in-Chief brief is now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, click like, and leave your comments. Definitely share this on your timelines. Yeah. Politics.
And 6-year-olds.
Some arcades screaming at the top of their lungs in the studio.
I'm just making sure my kid's not bouncing off walls.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. We can lower you a little bit.
I didn't know we were on.
Well, we were trying to get on. We were trying. All right. Well, let's take a quick look at this one here. Boom, 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 and there they are. Nancy Pelosi, 25th Amendment bill to remove presidents for incapacity, not about Trump. Listen to this. Listen to this one. So what's going on here? Well, I guess is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said during a press conference today that Representative Jamie Raskins, that's a Democrat out of Maryland, their legislation to remove presidents for incapacity using the 25th Amendment is not about Trump. Okay, that's what she's saying today. So, the Congress has a constitutional duty to lay out the process by which a president's incapacity is determined. She went on to say before adding, but we are reminded of the necessity of this action by the health of the current president. So, House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, Republican out of California, I don't know they still had those. Well, he said that he would create his own commission to investigate Pelosi's mental capacity as leader of the House.
Right.
The relevant part of the 25th Amendment, Section 4, okay, reads this. Whenever the vice president and the majority of either the principal officers of the executive departments or such other body of Congress may by law transmit to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of the office as acting president. All right. Break it down Barney style. It's to have 25th Amendment means you put whoever's president in on timeout time. As long as you got permission from anyone?
Doctor.
Senate.
The vice president and the majority of the cabinet.
The vice president.
Or
right.
Another body as designated by law by Congress, which I assume is what she's looking into.
But vice president has to sign off on it.
Correct.
That's a big waste of time.
They do.
Huge waste of time.
We're going to do that.
Well,
it would if somebody got sick or was incapacitated.
Well, they said
not now.
They said the last time they implemented this was in '63 when Kennedy was assassinated. That's the last time they implemented this amendment.
I think they passed the amendment in response to
response to that.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I think if I remember right, there was some discussions about this when Reagan got shot. Because imagine a president goes into a coma or something. Somebody's got to take over while he's incapacitated.
That's right.
That was the vice president for, right?
But
goes on vacation or something.
25th isn't about removal of a president, which a lot of people on one side of the aisle, or the radicals anyway, I think it's about. It's as if just said, physically shot.
I think the president could probably go on a vacation and have the cabinet allow the vice president to act as president for like a couple of weeks if he just wanted to take some time off. Don't see any reason he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Ain't
Interesting.
that what the vice president from?
Say, hey guys, I'm going to stay on an island on a beach. I'm not even going to take my cell phone. I'm incapacitated as far as being able to be president. I'm going to be drunk, drinking martinis. No, we drink on the beach.
It's
margaritas, something. No.
It's a very interesting. Coach, your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi bringing this up? What are we? 23 days to the election.
So let me make this clear before I even say anything. This has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. This is a waste of time.
Okay. I know.
It don't matter what side of the fence you're on. I am, me personally, as a registered voter, as a veteran, and as someone who just sit back and read and watch, I'm just tired of this country wasting time.
Well, they wasted 3.5 years on a Russian hoax. Okay. Then they wasted a little less than a year on a Ukraine phone call impeachment. Okay. We wasted some time on Stormy Daniels nonsense. Right? Remember her? The one with the mouth?
Well, that was definitely a waste of time. I think the Russian incident had to be investigated, period.
Well, yeah, I guess look what's happening now.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what it had to be, because if you don't do it now, what do you do in the future if something else come up?
Do you know who's getting investigated now?
No, tell me.
Hillary and Barack.
I ain't worried about that. But I understand that it was needed, just because.
No, but
of the
it
information.
was.
Robert
The
Mueller needed
information-
something to do, man.
The information was all fake.
Well, like I
Well,
said,
now
it
that
had
we
to
know
be-
that, that's good.
But
right.
and
Even whether it's fake or true, it
but
had
bought
to be
and paid
done.
for by Hillary. They already
and
had
now
this
that we
done.
know that, that's
Understood.
good. It was good to investigate.
No, but they knew this when it first started.
But now we have Mueller saying it. Which is different.
Right.
Yeah,
But
notice he's to the side. They kicked him out of that friggin' van.
He's old.
whether they investigate Hillary or former President Obama, it don't matter. It still had, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The investigation had to be done, because if you don't, then we wouldn't know what we know now.
Yeah.
Do you know any details of what Nancy Pelosi is actually proposing, or she just?
Here's
Yeah.
what happened yesterday. Yesterday, she teased it as she was going to do a big bombshell about the 25th.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yesterday, Nancy, she's she's fixed her dentures and she's.
She don't have dentures. She has partials.
Oh my
Yeah, it
gosh.
could be, but she is. She was like, tomorrow, 25th Amendment. We won't talk about it now, but tomorrow. And then I'm assuming somebody pulled it to the side and said, "You don't know what you're talking about with the 25th Amendment. Well, you can't be saying stuff like that," because Maxine Waters, the Congresswoman out of California, has been, impeach 45, 25th Amendment. That's been her battle cry for years now. Where's Nancy Pelosi from? She's a California Democrat, right? Telling you, and finally, if you go to Wikipedia, you could see exactly what the 25th Amendment is.
Okay, I see here. I see what she's doing. She's doing what I thought she was going to do, which is to say, instead of the cabinet having to vote along with the vice president, that they're going to create some other commission of people to do it, because
Can they even
we need
do
another
that?
commission. They can. The as you saw, the 25th Amendment said it's either the cabinet or if Congress passes some other law, some other body. So Congress could give itself maybe the authority to do it. Congress could say, look, it's
That would have to go through Senate also.
it would, and have to be signed off on by the president.
Right, executive order.
Right. But I doubt there's a president that was going to sign a bill that's going to take power away from his own cabinet,
Right.
to create
Yeah.
a new body. That's
Never gonna
But the
happen.
Unlikely.
reason why she brings this up, or was going to bring this up, was because of Donald Trump's COVID diagnosis, where my speculation was he is not capable of running because he's sick. Well, I'll tell you what, he's out and about doing jumping jacks and everything.
I wouldn't say jumping jacks.
Yeah,
So if he had
well,
a
he's-
cold, it would be the same thing,
eating
right?
Apple Jacks, sorry, Apple
Maybe
Jacks.
eating
Apple
Apple
Jacks,
Jacks.
yes.
He's not doing jumping jacks.
Where's Lucky Charms?
But
Oh
it
my
doesn't.
gosh.
Whether it's the president or the Speaker of the House, whoever, all of them are playing way too many games, and we do not look like the way we should as the United States.
How should we look?
We should look more composed. We definitely look more professional, and we should not be wasting time and wasting tax dollars on the things that we're doing.
we should look more like the vice presidential debate than the presidential debate.
Now
Agreed.
that I will agree,
Pence dominated
even though
that
that was a
debate.
headache too, but it was much better.
There-
It was,
he-
it was like a couple of regular old politicians doing regular old politician
Yeah.
stuff.
They're doing
Didn't
a
seem-
politician talk.
and that's what I don't like.
Even
though.
if I disagree with what they're saying, at least they're acting.
I
decent.
don't like old politicians.
I think that's absolute. I think people are tired of the same old.
Because it was all fake, and like they would go to one area of the country and they would speak in that dialect. Okay, hey y'all, vote for me, right? I hate old style of politics because they were bullshit.
It's not genuine. Yeah.
I don't think that the vice president debate was a waste of time.
No, it definitely wasn't.
And it was kind of like new politics and old politics. The problem is that old politics came in when no one answered the question.
Yeah.
Right.
If they had answered some questions, then that would have
like
been a
packing
great
the courts and
that
everything.
would have been a great debate if both candidates would have answered the question.
That's a classic political skill, though. That's
It
you
is.
can't fault somebody.
You can, but like I said,
Answer
at this
the
point
question
in time,
you wanted them to ask.
answer something.
I'm on it with Coach. I'm sick of this back and forth amongst these politicians. Like, can we just get back to what we were doing, and that's just living the American life? Being friends with our neighbors, doing all this stuff. Why do both political parties have to bump heads?
Well, you know
and
why,
make it a big deal. Like,
because one lost power.
One lost
and
power,
people
and that's it.
want power.
But that's my thing. It's like everybody's views in this room is going to be different. Obviously, everybody's going to have a different political view. But my view is, why can't we all work together? And we can all be winners. Come on, it's annoying that they want to treat everything like they want to treat each other like kids.
Adam, here's why. Because if you and I work together and get along with each other, you no longer have power. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you don't get voted in, you get voted out. You're out of a job. You did some shady deals or whatever, and I'm in charge, and I know about your shady deals. You're screwed. So what are you going to do to make sure that if I say anything about your shady deals that you made, I have no credit? Okay? You bash me, you belittle me, you obstruct, you do the whole bit just to make sure that I don't know. Hey, look at the China stuff. Okay, this is why China. Oh, look at the Russia stuff. Now we know who Russia is. No wonder why they cried wolf on Russia. Yeah, I mean, it's all being exposed
and
now.
I get all that.
Campaign
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah,
Campaign season doesn't
tired of
end,
it.
right? The campaign for the next presidential election is going to start the day after this one is over, and
Who do you think it's going to be?
It's escalated to the point where everyone's accusing each other of being so bad. You can't accuse somebody of what they accuse Trump of and then turn around and work with him to actually run a government. Right? If he's that evil,
right?
If he's
he's
white
a Hitler,
supremacist, Nazi, Russian plant, that wants to do, then how are you going to sit down with him and create a budget? Mm-hmm. Right? You're working with a Nazi.
And do you say
Russian
those
plant.
words? Do you not mean it? Do you say those words because you want a certain voter? You know what I mean? Because it triggers a certain group, and you want them on your side. Bay, what do you make of all this? Exactly. Intern Shane, I'm sorry that you have to grow up in this day and age.
I wish I grew up in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, we had better Coke.
Better music, too.
You guys didn't have as many Karens back then either.
Oh, no, we did. They were just able to hide it better.
They just didn't have a nomenclature.
I think they were called Monica's.
Because nobody had phones everywhere you went that recorded. Yeah, we had them back then.
You already know. Mm-hmm. Can't go over his house.
Oh, my God.
Neighbors always calling the cops.
It was the best, though? And I don't see this anymore. I don't see people spanking in public anymore.
That's abuse.
They're afraid.
Spanking their kids.
You can't spank kids in
they'll get
public.
the cops
Somebody
called
will call
on
the
them.
cop. A Karen will call the cops on you if they see you spank your kid.
I used to love watching a classmate of mine that I'd see in the store. Just the parent, the mom's just holding their hand and spanking that kid's ass.
With every syllable.
Oh,
Get that back.
Put that back. I told you, father. Right.
Not too many landlines anymore either, and I miss those. The phones where you had to dial every way back. I can't come over, Billy. My mom says no. I miss those phones.
So 20 minutes to make the phone call.
See, that never happened with my mother because don't ask for nothing because you ain't getting nothing.
Don't touch nothing.
Don't. If I got to look for you, you're wrong. She had
hiding under your bed.
Yeah, those were standing rules. Period.
Do they still do it when they yell in stores where they I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where they
Yeah.
don't move their mouths. They
Yeah.
try to be ventriloquist.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you raise your kids right, you ain't gotta do all that. You just
Give him a look.
I'm in,
this is my whooping right here.
It's a look.
I'm in my
right?
30s.
The
My
look,
mom
the
still does
earlobe.
that to me. I'm in my 30s. My mom still does that to
This
me.
finger,
I'm
when
sorry.
this finger make contact with the lower portion of your earlobe, it changes your life. You see what I'm saying?
My father would yell at me so like
ain't doing
he would tilt his head to the side, okay? His glasses, okay, would come down to his nose, right? Right? And go, fuck. Right. And it would be curse words instead. You know what I mean? Right.
I don't know. It
Kids
sounded
will
like
test
a
their
cuss word
parents
when you said
in
it.
public because kids want to know if what happens at home also applies out in public.
And
Well,
I'ma
if
show
I
you.
throw a fit, is mom going to stand up to me in public, or can I embarrass her into giving me a piece of candy? And if you let them get away with it the first time, if you back down in public and let them throw a tantrum and give them candy, they're going to remember that.
What's
You're a
the
punk now.
We got rules at home, and then we got rules in public, and I can get away with it.
My father called me a pipsqueak one time.
That's so Italian.
Haven't heard that in a
So
while.
Italian.
All right. And this was I was working for him at the time, and I was still a kid, right? And I'm surrounded by all these union guys, right? And I didn't step to him, but I was, acting machismo. I could take you. Oh yeah, you friggin' pipsqueak, right? Oh my god.
The worst back in the day was trying to run away. Like my dad, he said I don't know what he did, but he was trying to get away from my grandfather, and he was ready to jump a wood fence, and all he heard was my grandfather, "You have to come back sometime." And he realized, you know what? This beating's going to be a lot worse if I hop this
the
fence.
beatings.
I better just go back and take it, and
Coach
right
Chestnut,
back home.
ever try and run away or fake a runaway? No. Yeah.
I literally, when I was a kid, I did something really bad in my house, and I didn't want my mom to find out. So I took my bike in the middle of a rainstorm and drove halfway across town to my aunt and uncle's house just to hide out there.
Oh, you.
And I was like, please don't call my mom.
You
Please don't call my mom.
What'd you do?
I think I broke a window on the house, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. And
I'm
it
out.
started raining, and I'm like, nope, I'm not staying here.
So you can't do that in my family because my aunt will whoop you too. There is no.
Well, my mom's one of those mean Italian moms. She will take.
Hey, there is no witness protection program in my family. Everyone's a victim.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.